Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of eyes on Luca as the new player. Like, how do you fill in? How are you going to change the aspect
Never
for
really
them? But
heard of Luca.
they are still going to have their core. They're still going to be that fresh, exciting team to watch. They do things a little bit differently. They're going to be playing heroes that are just going to be slightly off meta at times. And I'm excited to see
I think they're
what
going to probably get
Lost have had
smacked
cooking from preseason to this point, and can they elevate themselves? Yes, okay, they lose one player, but that doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. You can still build from that, and I think that as one of their closest competitors in the group for Team Liquid Citadel, yeah, we lost it to be one of our best examples of just how that transition works from losing a player, maybe a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, Luca will really
saying,
have
let's
to
find someone who can replace them
up.
and maybe even do even better.
Yeah, they played a very specific way, right? So we'll see how fast they can adapt to that. Jitward just went over to see what he was up to before, and just grinding rank as always, doing more. And Black Cat might make an appearance there, but all we know is this guy goes in, gets tons of eliminations, and does not care about death being a part of the process, gets it done, and it's fun to see him and Zaytex at work. On the other end, we've got TLC, Liquid Citadel, and we know... listen, we've seen the memes. They've got an absolutely stacked roster, Dogman.
It's funny how they had Spark
James
Chief
got signed over there too,
be
from
the
what I
one
remember
talking
on
about how
media. I mean,
to
they are stacked head to toe.
cheer him on when he's the guy on the bench
Death
now.
from the offseason of FlyQuest, who have replaced their tank line or Vanguard line entirely. And then sticking with their tried and true core. Obviously, if you have Spark Chief on the bench and then they picked up Dinks as like a emergency sub. I mean, this team is definitely top for a reason. Pauly, one of the best caps in the game. Vest, one of the best rogues, and can play basically everything. He used to
this
be
team's
play,
just stupid.
mainly like an AMER player kind of role, and has picked up so many things. And then Speeder, obviously one of the most flexible duelists in the entire game. Energy being one of the best, if not the best. Elsa, and then also best player in the game for a lot of people. And then Cooper and Nero, that back line, both strategist players, can play at such an unbelievable level, some of the best in the game as well. So if you have every player in your best in slot, you probably have a good chance of winning this stage.
Well,
I wonder if we lost
is
just going to be
we
lost
times in that preseason and the playoffs. They obviously Liquid Citadel beat them 3-0. Liquid Citadel then beat them 3-1. Yeah, we lost. Did get that game over them though, which was a huge momentum changer. And you could kind of take that away from it. Obviously, you can look at all the changes here, but can this immovable grit go against the unstoppable powerhouse?
I can't believe Vest
We're going
went
to
there.
find out today, Gaskin. I mean, I don't know about you, but trying to solve a liquid puzzle or a puzzle made of liquid is not going to be an easy task. But yeah, we lost is fun, and I think they can, definitely put on a show.
I will be interested to see if Veswood does start over Spark Chief, how that affects the team, and whether that could be an opening for, yeah, we lost with maybe Team Liquid trying different things here, maybe experimenting
Yeah, we
a
lost.
little
Just
bit.
take Spark
You never know.
Chief at
That
this
might just be a
point.
little bit of a chink in the armor. There's always going to be that possibility of just a couple of rough edges as you're starting out. I know that they've been scrimming a lot leading up to this point, but there's always going to be that chance for, yeah, we lost. So I don't want to count them out nice and early. I'm really excited for this one. I think it could be an absolute banger of a series.
No, for sure. And as we take a look here at the map 1 going to be Hell's Heaven. And listen, I mean, the band, this can be our first look at the new additions. Devil Dinosaur, Black Cat coming to the game, right? You always have Gambit and the Mantis show as well. So I expect to see a lot of interesting decision-making. You cannot ban, just like in superhero movies, there's always going to be a pair that is going to get the job done. So you got to figure out the puzzle too of what do you want to take in and prioritize. And I think, yeah, we lost. Can't be a tough team to plan for. But as someone who's picked up
I think you just banned Strange. That's what they were doing in the playoffs.
Today, as they're going to lock in, and this is such a great iconic
Because
map
Kendrick is pretty
to
crazy
do
on
just
Strange. So
that.
as long
You
as you
guys
get
will be
rid of
bringing in all
Strange,
the
you're
action
in a lot better
right
position.
Here, right now, excited for it, fellas. Bring in a great game of day 1, match 1, stage 1.
Thank you, Cozy. And yeah, I mean, Dogman, I can't wait for this one. I think everyone is very intrigued to see what the transition has been from, yeah, we lost, and Team Liquid Citadel, how they're going to look going into first. We kind of saw picks and bans throughout AMER as well. We maybe have a rough idea of where things could go, but we know the Americas like to do things their own way, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we pretty much last stage or in preseason, it was a variety of different things. You know, I think strategist was the focal point, right, Gask, in stage 1 or the preseason. And now in EMEA, like you said, what'd you notice over there? Because I know you were paying attention to a lot what they were kind of picking and banning. What's kind of been the big, like, changes from the preseason, I guess, into this stage 1?
I think we're seeing a lot more Gambit get through because you want to get rid of Devil Dinosaur, because you might want to get rid of Black Cat as well. There are more heroes that are a little bit scarier, and even like Elsa's not being touched at all now, which is kind of crazy if you think about last season and how much Elsa there was. She's not even a ban now, and I wonder if she will trickle in a little bit. I know that with some of the changes, she's not as strong as she was previously, but have a big lookout for a lot of Devil Dinosaur bans, a lot of Black Cat bans, and of course, Gambit bans coming through as well.
Let's take a look back at the ban phase that have kind of already been going on. So over for Team Liquid Citadel side, they've got rid of that Gambit and Daredevil before and go for the lock. And meanwhile, Devil Dino getting banned and then immediately into Rogue. So more Vanguard priority for the side of
they not scared
we
of
lost
Dino?
so far, where it's kind of a mix of both duelists and strategists. So kind of on what you said, Gask, you kind of predicted it. You know, Gambit gets through on the opposite side. You get Devil Dino almost one-sided so far as the Jeff gets banned on the Ultron in the synchronized ban.
Unless we see like a last-minute Devil Dino ban as well, but you can see the lock from Doctor Strange on the other side, and we know how amazing Kendrick was on Doctor Strange throughout preseason as well. Like terrifying.
Yeah, he probably last banned Strange, even though Kendrick is hovering the Dino, so he might even just pull out the Dino.
Those last-minute portals as well, so I don't blame them for a lock there, but they may be passing up on Devil Dinosaur if we see a last-minute ban that's also going to come through. Ultron bans is a lot of what we saw as well throughout AMER in general, like Ultron, Venom, Captain America, Dino, Gambit, Luna, Jeff, Ultron. Like they were all the targets in general. Just a lot of these heroes that work well together. They kind of synergize in a way of like a triple support meta as well.
Ban,
so you really just want to make sure you remove some of these very difficult heroes to go up against.
Yeah, for sure. And one of those being White Fox, right? Making sure that we get that one-sided matchup potentially. Also, you know that those can, at least White Fox can always, you know, help these divers
I didn't
out
even
if they
realize
want
that
to fall
they
back onto, you know, their main line whenever they want to go on for off angles and stuff. But the
so they don't even care about
Black
the
Cat comes
Dino.
through for the side of Jitward,
probably
who's picked that
ban
up
the
this
Dino
last
here
season.
then,
I know,
right?
I believe Cozy was talking about it before as well, as he's just kind of been grinding the hell out of that hero.
Go back.
Pretty much everybody has. I mean, it's been up there. Some of these melee duelists
Play
have
it
been
as a crutch.
sort of S tier in terms of their strength, but the Devil Dino ban in synergy. So no Devils are going to be out for the side of we lost, and for the opposite side, you know, we do get that
word on the Black Cat. I'm actually excited for this one.
I do think that was a very clear decision made by we lost, though. They said we want Strange instead, and they happy to sacrifice the Devil Dinosaur. And we will see teams have their preference. I mean, we're in an interesting rock, paper, scissors kind of style of the meta right now, where you've got poke beats brawl, dive beats poke, brawl beats dive, and I don't
energy
really know
on the Black Cat
We're
too.
We're gonna end up in maybe like a little bit of a pokey meta.
That's gonna be a very scary dive.
There's just so much options at the moment with the amount of heroes that are available, which is just gonna make every single match
Daredevil,
and exciting as well, especially with these bans making a huge
Paulie's
difference
Captain
when
America.
we lead into it. But bans
kind
are
of
done.
gross.
Now we get to see where these teams are actually gonna land with their compositions here, Dog, because it's going to be very important that you start out hot here. We already know that Domination can be one of those maps that if it doesn't go your way, you struggle to get back into the series. So we'll have to see who is able to get out first out of these two squads.
Yeah, absolutely. The tough part for we lost in the last, preseason. Team Liquid Citadel have been one of the best teams on Dom, right? Like when in general, the real focal point they've needed to work on is those convoy and convergence maps. That was where they were sort of theoretically weaker against teams like Swamp Gaming, but definitely not domination. However, that's also we lost sort of forte as well. You know, a lot of these top MRC teams are really good at domination maps, or will come out early for the side of we lost as they control the hype, but it's immediately matched by Counter Portal on the opposite side.
Oh, Vez dead.
It's an immediate brawl between the two teams, as would be expected, but the opener is going to go in favor of Jitwood and Kendrick. Speedery has fallen as the Daredevil, and it should be a clean wipe from this point. So Team Liquid Citadel just could not keep up with the initial
they just kind of got jumped
from we lost, and they're going to be the ones who will get hold of this point first, and they get to stand and defend initially. We saw in AMER how important getting this first point was, and we'll have to see whether that can benefit here, but we lost.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. I mean, just controlling that objective first, especially against Team Liquid Citadel, is crucial. And, obviously with Triple Strategist versus TLC's comp, they can sort of, play for the damage boosts, play for those one-shots, get on the off angle, tries to control
aggressive
with Paulie
strategist
on the opposite side. And, like you mentioned, Vest is the one starting today instead of Spark Chief, but immediately
that's gross.
Speed goes down.
Can't give Jitward any character.
He's just in the right place at the right time. And maybe Black Cat might be the perfect hero for a player like Jitward as well. Happy to be aggressive, happy to get behind enemy lines, and happy to risk himself as he gets that initial pick. But that's all they get. They have to back off, and they're going to try and force Team Liquid Citadel to go.
I don't know how I feel about Vest
and maybe just force Strange
right now.
This is kind of what we saw back, by the way. Okay, immediate dive, counter dive on his Atex. Nice job to actually push back with that Raging Roll flush from Cooper, and that gives him the fight win just kind of immediately, Gas.
Yeah, just the gambit.
We talked about in the last stage, you know, how fast
it's gonna be hard to,
like to play and
live against the gambit.
Doctor Strange is you can go aggressive, you know, try to get that one shot almost, and yeah, we lost like to do that too with Kendrick. So the fact they gave him it is quite interesting, but a decent timing for Team Liquid Citadel to take control as Energy back onto the Phoenix, one of the best hit scans in the game, and after those buffs that we've seen out of Phoenix, his character can absolutely be a menace, especially as you walk into the poke.
Okay, so they're just doing
the... is playing here, but yeah, we lost as well. Not seeing any mask at the moment, but we'll have
nothing.
to see whether the Eye of Agamotto can make the difference, but it's going to get a response. And Agamotto on the
lots
other
of stuff going on, nothing much happening.
They combined to get 2, and yeah, we lost. Perhaps they're going to start to fall here as they try and retreat and see if they can at least save face a little bit. But I'm not sure you're going to get the chance to do so as TLC being aggressive.
Well, that's the tough part. Is they might get staggered too, especially if Luka goes down late. I mean, they just get to turn him into Bruce Banner form and get to wait the entire duration, basically, just stagger him out as long as possible. So it's so smart to hold him back for as long as you can, and he goes back to spawn. Finally, Team Liquid Citadel take control. They also have some ult combos to go with, right? They can go in immediately with the Phoenix ult, maybe come through with the Daredevil as well. So they have to match with this Mantis ult or the White Fox, but you can kind of counter both with this Phoenix ult.
Excited to see what Luka can do on this squad as well. I mean, previously on Nightmare back in the Invitational 2025, but most recently MRC Season 7 when we saw him competing in the Swamp Academy. So a nice call up. Yeah, we lost. We'll have to see whether he can be the difference maker, but Speedery certainly on this Daredevil trying to be a nuisance at the moment.
Gets Zatex.
Pop though. Zatex did pop it, but then goes down to Polly. And again, we are going to see Polly on Captain America.
Off and then Xantho.
Absolutely tearing through the opposition just as he did in preseason. Energy gets to follow up.
Yeah, Xantho on the White Fox
just again trying to back off here as they are.
This is a long fight.
We're talking about. I mean, no KOs found, even with Shroud's advantage, but yeah, they're all gone. See you later.
It's a very interesting fight.
First with Zatex ult, but this we're talking about. I mean,
very safe.
Everything and
very safe, but very aggressive at the same
towards
time.
The back line, find Xantho towards the very end. Kendrick as well, and that should be job done soon in a moment here. No portal for the side of Kendrick because he's respawning. They have to keep touching in overtime, and I don't know if they can for an incredibly long time. Luka doesn't even touch at the very last second, gets pushed off, and Team Liquid Citadel win round number 1 off of an excellent disengage to win Frozen Airfield.
Yeah, despite an incredible start from, yeah, we lost.
Yeah, Jitward's putting on so much pressure, but they just can't
have a very
get
deep
anything.
Playbook. We know they do.
They just have a better dive.
To find some sort of angle, some
TLC
sort of avenue
just has a way better dive.
I do think a lot of it comes down to Energy. Being on Phoenix is so incredible to see. We know Energy played Elsa pretty much the entirety of preseason.
Like, I feel like if Luka plays Venom, it would probably be a little bit better.
Integral part of this team. But Energy on Phoenix with a little bit of poke and the ability, as you mentioned, with that ultimate to just
to have a little bit of follow-up with Jitward.
It's a very terrifying player to go up against. So yeah, we lost. They're gonna have to try and get some sort
Unless
of
they're really trying to get Xantho to...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nice work from Team Liquid Citadel. You talked about it. You know, Energy, the young gun, absolutely just finding 2 KOs where it doesn't feel like it's incredibly likely in those fights. And then on top of that, the veteran in Nero having some excellent ultimate timings, also disengaging. I mean, they haven't found much value besides those first fights for, yeah, we lost. And that's the worry, is that maybe Team Liquid Citadel are finally on top of things, as Nero's ultimate was big last time as well. Portal comes through from Kendrick. No immediate reaction from Team Liquid Citadel too, so they play it slow. They're ready to go for the counter engage. And, you know, obviously that portal can't really get much value. They have to walk now towards the point. Against Team Liquid Citadel, maybe trying to take advantage of timings as the point is unlocking. But like we mentioned before, I mean, Team Liquid Citadel still have ult advantage. Maybe can go aggressive with Vesta's ult if they set it up, but it's a bit longer range on this point as Paulie gets countered on the off angle.
Oh, Zatex gets taken down as well, so now they're going to be...
They're just not getting anything with the strange ults.
On the other side to try and create a little bit of distance, a little bit of space with those stuns, and now the kills are going to start to come through. It is absolute KO fest at the moment in favor of TLC, as they are schmooving and grooving just comfortably through. Yeah, we lost, and as you said, the ultimate economy was so heavily in their
with
favor,
the team up,
and they didn't even have to use much of it here, dog. That's what's crazy.
Especially now with Energy. I think just the comp they're playing earlier wasn't good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the tough part, is that
fine.
They were patient towards spawn. Yeah, we lost. They didn't give any ult charge either to affecting who needed to build up towards that ult, but like we said, you have the Loki copy for the Mantis, but again, that can get countered by Energy on the backside angle too with that Phoenix ult if you really want to.
Gets caught out.
And here they come. They are going to be able to pop one. Affecting's going to be the one who does it. And now you're going to have to see whether you can see the response on the other side. And actually, there won't be because Kendrick is able to find two. TLC do have ults that they can use if they want to.
It's just tough that Vez died right away.
Instead, you just let this one go. You take the one and you move on to next. Just try and eat away a little bit of that clock a little bit later on. But look at the chase coming through from Yeah We Lost. Seeing if they can stagger a little bit of TLC. But the last remaining players will just get away. They will escape and they get the chance to reset. And now they can reassess how they want to do this one. Polly, maybe with a freedom charge, can initiate things.
Yeah, absolutely can go in with it. And that was a tough part of his last fight, is that Nero actually used the invisible boundary. So I think Vest is found first pick again. So I don't think they're expecting Vest to go down this early on the side of TLC, but huge trade from energy to take down Jitwork. At least 1 for 1, but everybody falls back now, and they still have the damage of energy. Going in with Polly, like you said, to create a little bit of space, maybe for Vest to come back from spawn maybe also onto Zatex, and that's huge. Before he even built up with Xantho, they can stall a little bit longer. They almost expected Zatex to go down.
Again, energy just timing the Phoenix ult so successfully. It's so difficult as a strategist when you get focused like that. Speedery and Polly
these are good fights.
And now we'll see Yeah We Lost again, just having to retreat from this one. You will see a stalling attempt here from Luca, using that ult just to try and stay alive, but he might just have to back out of this one because he's going to be a
they get him.
But look, he is sustaining. He is winning.
Look at his health bar.
If we can see maybe the chance
he did get it. Well, his health bar, that was pretty crazy.
I mean, Zatex popped his ult, but once it's over, yeah, it should be flipped for TLC. I think a lot of that previous fight was enabled by Speedery going up to the high ground towards that Loki. These points are really dominated by Loki whenever he controls the height. So obviously for Speed to go get that timing off, also Polly to get that nice shield throw onto Affecting towards the spawn, huge dagger pick for him. So they're doing a good job countering this Loki playstyle so far. But yeah, we lost all 50% of the board. They can maybe build up towards that another Loki copy. But TLC, they're going to go for another hard dive in a moment here with Vest. If they find out, if they pick off Vest for Yeah We Lost side, fight for these off angles, we might see Yeah We Lost have a flush.
Oh, and they will pop it and lock it. Polly's going to get the opener onto Zatex. Lucas also taking a lot of damage and will have to back out into Bruce Banner, but I think it's going to be too late as well. But anyone from Yeah We Lost to make a difference here. They are forced all the way back to spawn, and TLC have got this one on lock. Can I just say how
TLC just had the positioning to
well. He was on
wipe.
Ultron like the majority of preseason, putting him back on a melee character that is absolutely dominating. TLC are looking flawless right now.
They are, and they want to go aggressive. I mean, Energy goes in with the ult. Can they find the KO? Yes. I mean, Polly does it before it even lands. Speed to on Zatex. Energy's like, guys, leave some for me, because we already have 92% of the board.
Yeah,
they're
not even going to let them
way away from spawn. You're able to
point.
find Energy at the very least, but no portal because your Doctor Strange has to walk towards the objective, and nobody here else is going to be able to touch. So yeah, it's done.
They're just better.
They'll get it done versus Yeah We Lost 2-0 on Hell's Head.
Heart Lovers missed
Team Liquid
so
Citadel
far.
continue their dominance from preseason right into stage 1 here with a 2-0 victory in match 1. It looked relatively comfortable. It was a little bit shaky.
The winner,
at the
Yeah We
start,
Lost,
but,
yeah.
I mean, just an amazing performance from Team Liquid Citadel. Ignore the fact it says, yeah, we lost, get the victory in that one. But, I mean, Dog, impressive. I think this is what we expected of this team, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Team Liquid Citadel, you know, they're strong. Their focal point is domination. This is always where they're really good. But, you know, for the side of Yeah We Lost, there's maybe something to come back through when we go to Convoy and Convergence after this. But they still have to pick the next map. It is a 1st-to-2 series. We'll have to find out where Yeah We Lost take us after this short
TLC is going to be a lot better in domination, I think.
Daredevil is stepping out of the shadows with the new skin here with the Devil's debut event inspired by his classic 1993 comic look. And this time the event works a little differently as you will be popping balloons. I was not on the lucky side, fellas, but you can throw those darts to get it early here for this awesome Daredevil.
I've been actually loving waiting for this skin because I just watched Daredevil.
Daredevil was the one that really made that game different. Speedery was a big focus, Gaskin, of target bans in the preseason, trying to shut down his lines like Ultron, but they left the Daredevil able to be saved, and that kind of gave them a lot of their momentum. As we take a look at the map result,
they just didn't have anybody diving with Jitward. I think that's the biggest issue.
Getting that first one,
like having a Venom, a Black Cat, and a White Fox, I think is just a lot.
Was only able to get Daredevil, I think, 6 times last preseason, where he's on Ultron 10. So we didn't get to see him on one of his mains as much as we would have liked. I don't even think he was able to MVP throughout the entirety of preseason. And a player like Speedery, you'd expect him to be up there. But when you're competing with this much quality in Team Liquid Citadel, it doesn't really matter who's getting that MVP as long as they're getting the win on the board, which is what they were doing all preseason long, and it's carried on into Hell's Heaven. They are 1-0 up here in this series.
Yeah, sometimes old habits are hard to kick too. Yeah, we lost. Like, loves to win that first fight, and then things don't always go their way after. I really feel like if you just look at the comp, obviously giving Gambit over to them is going to be a tough thing to fight against. And, you know, you got to pick your poisons like we've kind of highlighted here in the pick ban phase. There's so many great heroes to go for. But even as someone who plays Black Hat, like there was really no option for Jitware to go in because all of them have an escape pretty easily. Daredevil is a very good challenger. As good as Black Hat is, a good challenger against Felicia. So I think that the comp lineup in general was also really going against, yeah, we lost, Dogman.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the linchpin as well being the energy on the Phoenix, like you guys said. I mean, like the problem was they're going Loki and they're running Mantis, and then, you know, you have the White Fox ult. Sure, you can sustain a little bit, but then the other two characters, if you go for the copy onto the Mantis, or if Mantis pops the ult, I mean, Phoenix just counters it, removes all of the overhealth and the shields with the Ensong Inferno. So that was a big point, is that really hard to deal with it. And then the guy that we haven't talked about much, I mean, Pauly. I mean, Pauly on the cap still did get through in the ban phase. I think Gas talked about in EMEA, and we saw in EMEA they were going for a little bit more venom.
It is interesting
that
Pauly
sometimes
got
along
his
that Devil
Captain
Dino.
America through.
So the fact that we gave Pauly cap as well kind of was a bit of a problem, right? Because that guy was a menace the entire time on domination so far, only with 1 KO onto him, 1 casualty.
Yeah, taking a look at the stats here. I mean, first of all, great highlight. Energy started with Star-Lord, and immediately after that first wipe, went to Phoenix and kind of served from there. And that's exactly what you want to see, that quick adjustment from your team. Vest slotting in here like he's been a part of it the entire time as well. And obviously being joined together with some of his
Phoenix's
teammates like Energy and Cooper. So cool to see this team get back together. And then, yeah, we have some new subs coming in over here. Gaskin, as you pointed out, maybe a little bit of a team comp thing that they're going for with the triple strat. But overall, we're going to see more of this. These subs coming in and filling a specific role. All talented, but with so many heroes, maps, there's going to be strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, Mask will come back in on certain other maps, for example. But he played a lot of Vanpool in the previous season, or in preseason, excuse me. And obviously Vanpool, not as much seen at the moment in this meta, although still viable, and maybe will creep up depending on how it develops. But there's going to be map 2 for us. Of course, we're heading to Convoy.
Of course.
I think the Vanguard Deadpool is actually pretty good against Dino, considering, compared to most of the other tanks.
I think this is a very fun map, both aesthetically, the music's great, a vibe out to it, but even more so, I love my Psylocke, my Black Panthers, Black Cat, very much lends to the play style of, yeah, we lost, trying to hunt and not be hunted. Someone like Black Cat doesn't want to be like Daredevil up in the face, but more of a thief, right? Trying to be behind the scenes and get those picks. Can they do it in their hometown court? We're about to find out as these teams are getting ready for the pick and ban. And fellas, we're going to have to see them really find out a different remedy, if you will, to success. And, you know, how do they change that, dog, man? What do you think they try to swap up in that pick ban?
I mean, like, I think maybe we go towards, you know, maybe removing the Gambit. I think that could be a priority.
Yeah.
But then we go to over to these maps where, you know, Devil Dino's always going to be a menace. So that is a character you have to kind of worry about. But I still really rate the Gambit. I mean, every single fight on domination, at least on Hell's Heaven, that was just a fight win, right? Like, Cooper would pop ult, and
especially if it's piloted by Cooper.
That's a bit of an issue. Also, maybe dealing with Pauly on cap could be something that we sort
get
of
away Gambit,
onto.
get away.
The difference is, you know, now we're going to Museum
Captain
of
America.
Like you said, Cozy. This is their map type of choice because this was the only map they're able to win.
I think they just need to target ban more.
Citadel. So we'll have to see. You know, is this finally the point with adding Invest that they've sort of patched up their holes on Convoy and Convergence potentially? You know, that could be a big difference maker moving forward, especially if they win this series 2-0. I think we'd learn a lot about the new version of Team Liquid Citadel.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, best of 3. It makes it tough quickly to get back on your feet and see if you can make this thing get tied up. Take it away, Gaskin. Dogman, as we look at the pick ban.
Cheers, Cozy. Always providing extra insight. I love that we get Cozy back in after every single time. Already you can see the lock again onto Doctor Strange here, Dogman. So they clearly want to keep the Strange on the side of Kendrick, but they are going to get rid of Devil Dinosaur. Sadly, it does mean that they are going to allow the Gambit to get through yet again, which does have me a little bit worried. So I'm a little bit concerned for him because I think Cozy's completely right. If we see Liquid Citadel win this one comfortably, then they have, like, kind of fixed any small errors that they had found in the previous preseason.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is kind of their you know, bread and butter for the side of, yeah, we lost. And if you were to lose this,
yeah, you got to take the rogue away from
phase, right? They go for that You know, Dr. Strange Protect, like we talked about before, it's the same ban phase so far for the side of Yeah We Lost and Team Liquid Citadel. But, you know, there was interviews, I believe, with even the coach of the side of Team Liquid Citadel where, like, yeah, Kendrick is that guy on Dr. Strange. And once we ban that out, we know they're going to be in a worse spot. But, you know, not even focusing towards Mantis like they saw in the past, just prioritizing keeping their back line on this White Fox and the Gambit has been huge, right? So it's going to be tough. And we only saw like 1 KO onto the opposite side for Cooper. And this backline where there was tough. 6, 8 even for
TLC won this draft.
So I think it's always going to be tough, right? Especially with the prioritization of the backline Team Liquid Citadel. And we're going to see actually the Luna's Snow ban to come through to counter the team up with the White Fox. That's an interesting last ban to come through.
Because they already have Gambit.
Yeah, and we did see a lot of Luna Snow on the side of Liquid Citadel previously. I mean,
so Cooper's going to be playing Gambit, and Nero's going to be playing White Fox, right? So you ban Luna. Unless like Energy was going to play Luna.
Nero's going to have White Fox, so that's going to be fantastic for Nero.
I feel like he just would pick Phoenix.
And then Cooper can kind of play anything anyway, even though he played a lot of Luna previously. Happy to move over to Invisible Woman. Happy
no
to be on the
dinos
Gambit,
again.
happy to be on the Loki or the Jeff. Doesn't really matter where you put Cooper. He is still going to be
no Rogue, no Ultron. They still got the Star-Lord.
Fairly similar.
But they like the Phoenix last time better.
The Double Dinosaur does not get through on either side, so still a very scary Vanguard to have to go up against it. Everyone is in agreement right now.
Yeah, absolutely. In a map like this, where you can maybe get some more space too on the Luna and with the
well, they don't have Loki this time, so the Star-Lord might actually work out.
That she got, so that character is just a disgusting hero right now, and you know a lot of the strategists in general are quite good. But we'll see if Yeah We Lost can bounce back. You know, this was their map pick. It is this best out of 3 series, so. You know, in these group stages in the round robin that we have going on, we have every team playing against each other at least or once. And then, you know, obviously we'll see those teams qualify for the playoffs. And then we have the new relegation system where if you're not in the top 50% at the end of the playoffs, you have to go through that mid-season qualifiers if you're not one of our partnered teams. So for Yeah We Lost versus Team Liquid Citadel, we'll see if Yeah We Lost can finally come back and if that ban phase was enough to put them over the top of Team Liquid.
I think they lost the ban phase.
Interesting position for fans of Americas here in Marvel Rivals Ignite as well, because you want to see a good game, you want to see a neutral game between these two, and Yeah We Lost to get back into it, but you also kind of want to see Team Liquid Citadel dominate so that there's a chance of a championship at the end of this entire thing when they have to go up against the other regions. And of course, we've seen how powerful AMER can be in previous years, but here we go. We're into it then.
Luca on the Venom now.
Polly
on the Venom.
Has gone down as well. So Jitwood gets that opener just as he did in the previous.
Okay.
And now they're looking to try and take advantage of this one with that extra player on the map.
Yeah, it is really fun, too. It's the fact that, you know, we get Jitward on the dual pool. So you're playing that alongside the Luna Snow.
Okay.
You can just keep walking forward at them. You get a ton of back.
They don't have the...
Team Liquid Citadel rolled out with that.
They do have the White Fox.
They're
just not playing them. They want the Deadpool.
Considering the fact that we just get to keep putting pressure on them. And Paulie, now onto the Venom, is going down again. So one after another with Luca back over to the Venom and off the hole. This is so much improved for the side of Yeah We Lost. And they keep it up too. Banhammer out for Jitward. They want to keep going onto the back line, diving further towards Nero. And it's just one after another. Staggers coming out on a Team Liquid Citadel. And they have to change something up too. Portal comes out of energy and spawn. Best gets stagger too, though. So it's just one by one. Team Liquid Citadel have been falling.
Oh, they almost stopped it.
Snap a little cheeky pick as well. We saw him on the strat pool previously, the dual pool, excuse me.
They didn't even touch.
We'll have to see
how did they not touch
there?
Huge
threat, but you're not going to want to go up against the Gambit like that. As Cooper is able to find one, Luca will get a response, and you can see a couple of changes coming through on those compositions. You mentioned it. Cap's going to be there. Polly, we already seen the damage that Polly can do in preseason on Cap
the
as well.
Star-Lord.
We're going to see Speedery ripped off of the map by Jitwood, and now there's going to be 3 ults available for Yeah We Lost as they continue to push.
Yeah, that almost was a good fight for Team Liquid Citadel, but nobody touching, obviously. Like, they found 2. Vest now over to that Van Pool. And that forces a lot of switch-ups, right? Obviously, when you have no more Mantis and stuff, you don't have those damage boosts you have to worry about. So you get off that Phoenix, you get off
I kind of like
hero that can maybe counter the overhealth provided. Go over to the Star-Lord, who got also buffed. 10 ammo buff into that regular form. But Paulie back onto his Captain America as well. Just going to stall out that cart, try to push it back towards the backside, and they're already diving onto Affecting, who is still alive.
That was a crazy
somehow, while on the other side of the map, Kendrick and crew have been a wrecking ball. 4 down for the side of Team Liquid Citadel. Paulie's dealt with towards the cart. Excellent peel job.
There should have been
the rest of the
kill there on
Yeah We Lost,
Affecting.
taking advantage without many ults.
It's kind of what I was talking about earlier about the rock, paper, scissors of
Zatex saved that fight.
And people trying to find an in-between of everything, and you have to be prepared to switch if things are not going well for you.
Pushing
Try and
in.
find that counter, but there's that Phoenix ult that comes through from Zatex, who is now playing Phoenix rather than Mantis.
Ollie,
but still can hit those headshots and be very deadly as well, and has the ability to evade if you do get
ult,
jumped on.
save the
Now
white
we see
fox.
Star-Lord start to get into effect here. Energy does pop it, but now the counter ults will come through.
But then they don't have the
affecting
Gambit
Sez.
ult
Let's get the dance floor
alongside
ready
of
and keep
it.
you all alive.
Yeah, I've loved
Do
the
they have
fact he's so
another
far
one?
onto this Luna. I mean, he's been great. Zatex, by the way, on the right side angle. Doesn't actually have to do much
Zatex,
besides find
has a
poke in
nice
the backline and
angle.
Jibward find speed. So that was a huge point of this fight is, you know, can let the devil out in the upcoming fight. No, Xantho does go down. At least one of the backline removed. Same thing with affecting. So you get rid of their healing. And it was this sort of...
I don't know how Nero got out of
back
that one.
towards the cart, but they're able to sort of stabilize now for Team Liquid
Yeah, they're
Citadel as they got
stabilizing
pushed all the way to
somehow.
spawn.
I don't know
Finally, the bus is moving backwards.
Team Liquid Citadel are definitely one of those teams who learn and adapt very quickly as well to their opposition. So if they are getting a little bit wrecked or if they lose that first fight, they will make changes quickly, just as they did in the previous when we saw the switch over to Phoenix, for example, from that Star-Lord. So TLC finally are able
Look,
to stop
yeah, we
push.
lost.
Yeah,
It's playing better than I
still
thought
with 2
they
minutes
would,
and 53
especially in
seconds
this
on the
game.
clock here to try and
But
just get over the line of point 2.
TLC's
Speedery
just...
now looking to try and get into the face of
Yeah,
his enemies, and boy, is
that's
he.
what TLC
Ollie and Speedery, they work together in tandem, and that is a deadly combo. Cap plus Daredevil, so difficult to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that combo,
just,
those two flying in with
just seems like
energy,
they're a tier
you know,
ahead.
This is maybe the
Tier ahead of,
mix they needed,
yeah, we
the
lost.
change of
Which,
heroes that
you know,
enables this crew as, you know, another minute is off the clock.
Kinda saw
and
that
Speed
coming.
sets up on these flank angles. He's changing them up every time, so they're unaware of where he's coming from. Upcoming fight, too. Paulie has ult to maybe stall out the fight for energy. But yeah, we lost. They need to build up towards Xantho. Maybe he's Luca as well. Needs to go aggressive towards the back line, but they haven't been able to set up any of these dives whatsoever as, again,
No
Speed's on the flank
ults.
with the wall hacks.
Man, it sucks that that fight was so quick because they still have no support ults. Kendrick down. Oh,
Kendrick, and with Kendrick
Speedery down.
leave them a little bit vulnerable, but Xantho does get the response onto Speedery, which boy did they need.
Hey,
There's
Xantho's
Xantho again onto Polly. So yeah, we
pretty
lost.
well.
Might have just turned this one around in their favor. Jitwood gets one on Cooper as well, and now yeah, we lost. Should be able to push
Oh,
this
there's
one
no-
over unless we see anything crazy.
Oh, I thought that-
It's not gonna happen just quite.
I mean, still insane tracking from energy to find one on the
crazy.
stagger. I mean, that could really screw them over long term. Kendrick, though, with the ult available in the backside, trying to go for the resets, doesn't able to get it, so it gets fully removed. Paulie finding Jitward as well because they removed that Luna Snow earlier, so that pick off by
Xantho,
energy in
though,
the stagger
oh, that's...
really stopped. Yeah, we lost from really doing anything.
man.
So Team Liquid finally got those fight wins. I thought it was good because of, like you mentioned, with Xantho,
Huh.
you know, zoning off the backline with the portal and the shields in between, also taking a lot of that damage. But it was energy stagger pick that really set up this fight. And now in the upcoming one, they have the Raging Royal Flush alongside Star-Lord's ult.
You only need to get one.
The bubble from Holt.
One important pick and you win the fight.
Times in
So.
preseason on Star-Lord, and he was absolutely disgusting when he was given that opportunity to do so. And again, we get to see that tracking once more. Now has ultimate available, as does Cooper. And they have the advantage in this next
Cooper and
engagement.
energy, yeah.
Yeah, we lost with only 50 seconds left. They need to think about how they want to approach this one.
Oh,
You hear
yeah.
the screams of
Yep.
legendary ring around
That's how it
the
goes.
area, and it is going to mean it's going to be a
I saw it
full-on
coming.
wipe for TLC, because if you combine Cooper plus Energy's ults, it's just so difficult to do anything. And now they can stagger a little bit as well with Luca, the last remaining player, as Bruce Banner. They wait patiently, and TLC only have to hold out for another 30 seconds.
And that's going to be hard to do so for, yeah, we lost, have to come back. And they're switching to comps that are full,
The
you know,
thing,
put
I
together
actually
as
like
a
the
unit.
thing
We
for
don't have ult
the
either.
portal.
Affecting maybe can stall it with this Luna Snow ult, but he needs to maybe time it for speed. As
Might be able to get
TLC,
a
tough to
quick
deal with.
little
Paulie coming in
surprise,
to force out the ult early.
amplify.
Switches over to Thing as well,
Like
wanting
on
to
that
get
guy.
down in the face
Is that
of
enough?
TLC at the
Should be
moment,
able
and
to
Speedery
slam
will let
him.
the devil out, though, so that's
Yeah,
gonna
he
be
just
difficult
backs
for
up.
Yellow to try and deal with, but you can see they are trying to stick as a pack, and they are getting up in the face, and they are
Ooh.
rolling together, but they need
The
that
Deadpool
pick up, they can get off the ult, though. So
Oh,
yeah, we
he
lost, but we'll have
dies.
the ability to hold
That was
on
a
to
good
it.
Deadpool
With
ult.
Energy and
Oh, but
Polly working
Zatex get
together,
one.
They shut down two. Zatex does find one, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough unless you can push back.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta-
It's worked out on that side, but
Oh,
Zatex
how did
two
he-
of his own, and just like
There's
that,
no
TLC
way.
Are absolutely slapping
How?
the lost around, and overtime ticks by. And
I don't
TLC
know how
go
they
home.
did that.
God,
They
what a
pushed
hold
into
for
the
Team Liquid
healers and
Citadel.
then just got
Much improved as
ambushed
well
from
the last
everybody
stage where they
turning
gave
around.
up 3, you know, only getting held in the second phase, or rather getting pushed through the first phase incredibly fast, but they stabilized
Wow.
because, I mean, look how many off angles they had, dude. Like, Ask, you saw, like, they had Cooper on the back left flank. They had energy back in the main. You know, if you're unfamiliar with Rivals Esports, you're like, these guys look like they're playing in a ranked lobby with how many different positions they're in. But all of these off angles have a purpose, and every character they're on are incredibly mobile, so they can always run away if they get forced off. But the setups are too easy, and you can't really just fight for these off angles when you switch to more counter dive comps. You know, you have Luca switching over to that Hulk. They couldn't set up the dives because of their backline getting dove upon so early.
Pauly with
but,
7
finals. There were so many freaking off angles they have to control.
I don't know why they still let Pauly have his best character.
Impossible. So excellent work from Team Liquid Citadel to mix it up. It was crucially that change up to the.
I almost want to test Pauly on the dinosaur, even though Pauly would shred on the dinosaur. I'd rather just
you could see whenever they would finally, you know, capitalize, dive towards Cooper or Nero,
Vez on the dinosaur,
corner, make sure
something,
they had
you
to
know,
go past the choke point to dive onto them.
Make Pauly play like Groot.
KO. So excellent work disengaging from Team Liquid Citadel.
Just goes back to my previous point again, though, of TLC adapt so quickly. It took a little bit longer, I guess, in that game. Yeah, we lost. We were able to push almost to that second point. But TLC always have that plan B, C, D. It feels like they have the entire alphabet of backup plans here. But yeah, we lost. So difficult to play against a team who has that deeper strategy pool. But we'll have to see how we lost.
Yeah, see, like,
oh my goodness, you don't
why?
defend when Speeder is on the tear. 2 go down, Nero will follow up, and TLC are able to get this opening. It's just disgusting to watch this team when they're at their very best.
TLC's just too good at
I mean, this is
taking pressure, I believe.
That people talk about as
they can just take so much pressure, live, and then push
giving
back.
Pauly their 2 mains,
It's
right?
almost like every fight that
you talked
happens.
about it. I mean, we had him Ultron last stage in the preseason, and now getting onto his sort of signature character alongside Pauly. It's going to be hard, man. Like you can't get away with that, surely.
And then Veswa has been a fantastic addition as well on the Van pool, excuse me, here in this game. Has just been able to add so much pressure and so much damage. You could see on the stats the amount of KOs that are coming Veswa's way as well has been fantastic for him.
You see him just scouting out for the ult.
And again, off the spawn, yeah, we lost a right down and dirty.
Deadpool's still viable.
But that might not
like
people
are
right
too hard on the Deadpool.
Incredible. Banhammer will come out as well, just onto Zatex, I think it was, just to try and take out one of these strategists and get a little bit of advantage, but it isn't working out. TLC have lost
very good sleep.
And yeah, we lost. Might have just been able to find the break they needed.
Yeah, this is what I'd like to see on the last round. You know, you can see that we have, you know, we lost.
Man, Zatex is so good.
Loki, I mean, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Zatex and Jitward, it's just everybody else is kind of, well, Xantho too.
The Phoenix temporarily, but obviously the team decided against
Heartlover
it. So was able to do as much as he's doing with the Mantis now because he gets the damage boost and able to run away in the invisible form. So it's best
a little bit
to spawn. Excellent so
far.
They're
just taking
switching energy back over to the Phoenix. If this fight doesn't work out,
they got 5 alive in there.
But that's a lot of time off the clock so far. 33 HP for Kendrick, but he's out for now.
Yeah, and then they just push because they're out of position pretty much.
And we know what usually follows afterwards, just a death for everyone on the other side. Cooper's gonna be able to finish off.
They're just winning the
Space
War.
Little
Positioning's better. Pull back, Russian with Gambit ult is just a lot better.
At being able to at least break early, so
just way better Marvel Rivals.
Such a big push previously. TLC took a longer time to get towards that first point.
Ult too, that's gonna be coming out.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. I think that's a big thing moving
Probably
forward.
After
the ult
this
popped out of him. Yeah, we lost. Do pop the copy with affecting into the Mantis ult, forcing out Nero.
Oh, they got it.
Afterwards, either he goes down in the middle of it too because of the damage.
They got
from
Nero.
Kendrick onto the Doctor Strange, able to remove the invisible woman who's been a menace so far. Another fight lost.
No, Kendrick
Citadel,
doesn't ult. I think
we lost kick control at this point using both the White Fox and that Black Cat. But again, it seemed like Citadel. I just love that they went back over to the Phoenix. Now they hovered it for a second. You do have the combo speed and energy at the very least, but you don't have the Raging War Flush to combo. And that's the worry now. We don't have it even counter the Mantis ult on the opposite side for Zatex. Unless we lost really screw this up, it's going to be hard for Team Liquid to win this.
Galactic Legend is going to be there and available for energy, though. Could be very difficult to deal with. But yeah, we lost. Zatex has already popped the ult at the moment. But
yeah, we lost putting up a little bit of a fight.
KOs right now. So TLC are being staggered, and they kind of need to regroup a little bit because time is slowly ticking against them here.
Is Luca, Hulk,
looking fantastic on the defensive side.
I mean, energy, he was in spawn too at melee. You look like he wanted to swap speeds over the Black Cat now.
I don't want to say Cartlight.
Yeah, we lost. But with the Doctor Strange ult, this is like basically last fight territory.
sure Luca's pretty good. I think he'll just need a little bit of time because the we lost guys, they played together a long time.
That we saw from the preseason. It's all going to go down right here, right now.
Hendrick has.
Point of contact. He's able to break
Okay, Luca.
on his side. Agamotto now comes out. Where's the
I like to see that. Oh, yeah. Okay, Luca. Prove me wrong.
They get rid of him, and we lost. Look to be holding strong here. And
okay.
Everything. I'm not sure it's going to
prove me wrong,
Luca.
We
lost just seems to have the answer over and over again as we tick into overtime.
Maybe.
How?
Maybe.
Spawn gets 3.
What is happening?
What the hell? Okay. Speed making this a fight? Oh my goodness.
There's no way.
Comes through to find 3 like you said, Cast. That is
There's no way. I cursed it.
Maybe they could just march this one across. We lost. Can they actually get anyone to the point, or are they going to be forced back? Okay, Hulk will get on. Luca's going to try and defend as best as he can. But he's going to immediately get that sent back into Bruce Banner. And Speedery is just waiting yet again, laying in wait to do the
oh no.
Gambit
ult. They're going to try and get the...
and now TLC can take full
that was close.
Well. But Affecting has just popped an ult on the other side. So we lost. Have done so well to sustain here. And it is a battle of
and it's not enough.
It is absolutely.
Is it?
You know,
That's just not enough
due to speed. I mean, this man so far has just been not only an MVP of this match, but is looking to be one of the best players in the entire world off of that last 2 fights.
Crazy.
I mean, it just felt like it was over basically until that happened.
He took
However,
that game.
Speed did use the ult at the very least.
He literally
That's
just took that game from them.
2 minutes and 13 seconds left. It's not as big of a time make as we lost. Did have it in the second phase.
He just took it.
But if this keeps happening,
like Black Cat
Speed is able to get as much value as he is.
So they heisted
I would be worried.
that
However,
win from
ult charge available. Still for we lost. They can stabilize with the strat ult here.
I have Agamotto available for Vessel as well, but never count out.
Oh!
That's what we learned in preseason. But the Eye of Agamotto denied.
That's a tough one.
And with Vessel going down, it is going to be a 5 versus 5 in this engagement. TLC looking to be on top. Holly continue to be aggressive and just absolutely brawling against we lost at the moment.
Man, who let Polly have his character?
And you're going to see Jitwood again just getting aggressive.
Okay.
Unbelievable from Jitwood right now. It is just Black Cat versus Black Cat action that we're seeing on our screen.
I mean, the big thing is that, man, Cooper is un-KOable. Like, I feel like he's just always in a position where, you can't be dove upon, traded, Speed finds one out of Xanto, 2 affecting. And, I mean, low-key, he's kind of been the reason that Team Liquid Citadel are in these fights. Luca with the ult's a little bit too late now.
Oh, did he get stunned during the clap?
I feel like this man's not
been
able
to
be
stunned during the clap?
At all. Like,
Luca's really...
from Cooper has been crazy. A minute left to go.
He doesn't want to lose.
And we lost. They should have had a big advantage in that fight, but like you mentioned,
it's literally Luca versus Speedery
with energy now.
Right now.
And we lost. They can get countered because energy swapped over to the
Pauly,
Phoenix. This is going to be a
guess.
really hard fight for we lost unless they can live through energy's immense damage that is upcoming.
Yeah.
The Ensong Inferno available to him. Really made a difference.
Yeah.
They get the flank, they get behind 2.
Yeah.
Alongside Speedery. We lost. Are dropping like flies.
Just the momentum.
From Jitwood,
they just don't have the momentum that they need.
As 2 more fall. Eye of Agamotto is a last-ditch attempt to try and do something. Zatex and Luca, the last 2 remaining, and they continue to push. And now you're just going to need to hope there's some sort of portal here if you can get there. But you have to push in, you have to rush, otherwise...
Yeah, oh no.
It looked like they were going to be
just too much.
But Team Liquid Citadel again surprised us right at that very last moment. But here comes the last push
back with the portal, maybe.
The ults are too much an advantage for Team Liquid Citadel. Now we have nothing for we lost side. One after another.
Just not enough.
Then Jitward falls, or vice versa. But it doesn't matter.
Just over. Speedery heisted that. Literally heisted that from under them. They should have won that.
We lost, but that
should have won that. Luca slammed energy on the Star-Lord during ult, killed him. But then Speedery, holy.
They win the whole darn thing,
crazy.
And again, just never count out Team Liquid Citadel when you think
completely
they're down.
heisted that away from.
Through, and that's exactly what happened. It was Speedery who made the difference in those final moments when we lost. Probably we're starting to think about a map 3. Just didn't happen.
Got too cocky.
Liquid Citadel are far too good. I'm curious.
I don't know how they won that.
I know full well he'll be gleaming. He'll be smiling from cheek to cheek because it was Black Fox again, just showing what she can do.
Black Fox, Black Cat, doesn't matter, man.
Black
Cat. Hey, the chains of Ultron are gone, and we've got them back to the dive chaos. And it's so fun to see. I mean, they had that game 1. It was absolutely done. I think a couple things were highlighted well. Dog, you said Cooper's survivability, huge. I mean, as a Black Cat player, trying to get that gambit, it felt like he always had his ability cooldowns there. And then as soon as they were able to somehow get back and get a couple more speeder, you're finding like, what, 3 there before the time ticked down, then the ult advantage went to the other side. So, I mean, absolutely perfect not to bend, not to break, maybe bend a little bit there. Team Liquid Citadel showing why they're all the best here in the preseason, man. I mean, honestly, I'm just blown away because then it took, yeah, we lost Dogman, kind of, they lost their confidence immediately. We had weird Agamottos coming out. It was chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that makes things up, right? Like the fact that, you know, they keep switching, counter-switching sometimes with Team Liquid Citadel and Energy going over to the Phoenix. But yeah, Cooper, you know, throughout the whole map, I think really showed up. And, you know, that's the problem with giving this team Gambit. Not only were you talking about speed on the Daredevil and the Poly Cap, but, you know, with how the ban phase has been going, with the fact that you're trying to counter out Vess's heroes so heavily, it just felt like it was an inevitability that we would see, you know, Cooper on the Gambit popping off. So, you know, you could ban out the Ultron, you could ban out that Luna Snow, but the fact that Cooper was able to, you know, live as long as he was, same thing with Nero.
This is stupid,
it just felt like they had the ult rotations at a higher degree and played the neutral perfectly and bought time for speed in these dives to kind of come through, which is sort of an indictment, sure, on yeah, we lost dive, but yeah, just like Cooper's always one step ahead, it felt like you said, of that Black Cat player.
You might have to ban Speedery's
definitely a bold strategy. And
Black
Speeder's
Cat.
going to get our MVP. And I tell you what, I mean, every mechanic I was looking for as a Black Cat player, he showed to perfection. That quick invis to the wall climb was so clutch going in there to push on point 1. And then just executing the combos perfectly. They got a big pick on the Mantis in the back line. And if you do it just right and you go there with your Q, you could quickly go with a melee into a cancel on the whip. And then just do one dash into it, and they're gone. They can't even respond to it. And he just did it all to that perfection. As we take a look at the stats here, the 23
Nero's crazy on
enough to, you know, crown you our
White
MVP.
Fox.
Oh, that is disgusting from Speedery, isn't it? And I just love the ability that the entirety of Team Liquid Citadel had to constantly be able to switch and adapt when they needed to, clearly listening to every single call of what was going wrong, how they were being taken down, and what they needed to do the counter. And I think Black Cat is going to have
played
to
pretty
be
well.
planned more often.
I think Kendrick didn't play well.
Impressiveness, just how crazy she can go on the right
I think
player.
Zatex and
We always
Xantha
knew
were
when Black Cat
fine.
got added to the game,
I
these
didn't
pro
really
players,
see too
the better they
much.
got with her, the more scary it was going to be. And I think that is very evident that we've just seen that from Team Liquid Citadel.
Just look like they
we
need
said
more
that
practice.
In the preseason. We're like, hey, listen, it's going to take a little time to cook, but there's just so much at the dispense of Black Cat. And yes, the relics, there's a ton of them, but mainly you lean on that invisibility, and then you get the wall hacks going on as well. Those are the primary two, but then you could do so much with the portals. You could also go in, and this takes a little bit more kind of forethought, but having that CC immunity, all of those things combine onto just a crazy kit as well. We're just seeing these players at the top level perfect Black Cat, and why a lot of the player base, they scream their heads off with Black Cat, but you got to take care of other threats. You know, you got Devil Dino out there too doing his thing, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about, you know, you get to mention Speedily, you can mention Devil Dino and how good he's been and how priority of a ban he is, but you know, the tough part is when we look back at, you know, how things have went for Yeah, we lost. You know, if we go back into the preseason, the offseason with Cart Lover leaving to FlyQuest, that's kind of also bit them in the butt a little bit. Not that Luca played bad. I think he had a solid Venom performance, but you could see even when we had the Hulk out, it wasn't the same level that I think we saw Cart Lover previously for Yeah, we lost.
Nah, Cart Lover's one of the best Hulks in the world.
Addition to the roster, and we get to welcome in for our winners interview, the one, the only Vess joining in with Team Liquid Citadel. And Vess, wow, looking a lot like a logo right now, but either way, gotta ask you, my guy, what are you thinking? I mean, first, congrats on the signing. Most players, if you can hear me, join a team and they try to help them improve, right? You join a team and you literally, they just won the preseason. What has it been like, the adjustment joining Team Liquid Citadel, and what do you bring to make them even more scary?
Oh, there we go. It feels really good. Like, we've been doing really well in scrims, obviously, and I feel like I just bring like a different kind of hero pool to the table, and I think it's really good for this meta too. And obviously, I've been grinding Dino. Like you see, they're first banning it, so it leaves other like really good stuff
Vez
open,
is on
like
the Dino.
Gambit and Cat. Bro, Speed did everything on Cat, so
Yeah, you can't let Vez have the Dino.
Listen, hey, congrats though, being reunited with, you know, Energy, Cooper, and a lot of these guys you've played with before, and on a team that, you know, really represents the talent you bring as well.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Well, Vess, I mean, yeah, like on that kind of, you know, you went from Vess War to now what? What's the new? What's
Vess
the new
Win.
thing? You know, you go on to
Vess
a team
War
that's
to
as
Vess
talented as
Win.
Team Liquid Citadel, obviously back to that #1 spot after, you know, people were talking about, like, we shouldn't be having Vess on a team that doesn't even make the postseason in the playoffs. So now that you're on this team, like, how does that feel? Just going, like, the emotions going from just straight out of the playoffs to now one of the top teams to win this whole thing yet again.
Yeah, it feels really good. Like, obviously, everyone on this team, like, I know and I'm friends with, and I, like, really believe that we can win everything. But also, I think Fly does look, I think they look pretty good right now, with their pickups and stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do too. But yeah, I do feel really happy being here. I wanna do well.
Now, Vess, you were saying that, you know, you played a lot of Devil Dinosaur coming into this season. Sadly, we got to see Devil Dinosaur banned on both sides. Talk to me about Devil Dinosaur, because there's been a lot of commotion online. Everyone's saying, like, some people like it, some people love it. What makes Devil Dinosaur so important for you?
Okay, well, Dino is really fun, but he definitely is, like, super strong. He just has so much sustain, and he's so, like, hard to remove, and he's really good against dive too, with, like, being able to grab that easily. So he's just, like, a really meta-defining character right now. So people are putting a lot of stock in Dino, and I think it's for good reasons. But yeah, like, playing around the Dino is a big strat in scrims and stuff right now, so banning it up first kind of shakes it up.
Listen, I think one of the things that make you great, Vess, is that you play whatever. I mean, listen, going back to Mag, now playing Deadpool at a great level, Rogue, don't even want to talk about how scary your Rogue is. I think that's what makes you such a great pickup in that free agency, and congrats to you. I know job's far from finished. You guys got a lot going on here and to move forward, but appreciate you coming on. Congratulations.
I like Vess. He's a good kid.
Excited to talk to you more in these winter interviews.
Very smart.
Thank you.
Analytical.
Yeah,
kind,
to be here.
you know.
Awesome, thank you. That is Vess.
Be very good at the game for a long time.
Citadel, their newest member, joining Tom Brady, LeBron James, all the coats over there now in that roster, and I think that was such a perfect representation of what that team is. And Vess kind of fits the mold perfectly because they're also adaptable, right? And I think that's what makes it.
Well, yeah, when you put the best
that's why you
guys
have the
together
reaction from social media, like Vess is joining them, right, Gaskin? But either way, we've got ourselves another amazing matchup underway. Don't go.
Kind of want to see them lose though.
Today. We'll be back after we reset, reload after this quick break.